This is a very short video called the Quick Start for the Polaris Valuation spreadsheet or application. It's brought to you by PolarisInvesting.com, a site for creating defensible valuations. Recall, business valuation is based on expectations derived from skillful consideration of past facts and future possibilities. This video focuses on the typical interaction a user has with the spreadsheet. For a more thorough covering of the spreadsheet, you're invited to go out to the PolarisInvesting.com website, take this YouTube link, and go down to the playlist titled Polaris Valuation app, and in that playlist you'll find the user's guide video. Main cell used by a user is E2. Note that a cell with gray background is where user input is expected. Cells with dark gray background are more commonly used. Cell E2 is where user enters a ticker either by typing it in and then the valuation is automatically calculated, or user has the option of selecting from the drop-down menu. By default, the drop-down menu is referred to as the Manage drop-down menu, and a visual clue that you're using the Manage drop-down menu is over here in B2 with the letter M. Now, another way to enter a ticker besides typing it in cell E2, you can come up here in E1 and enter in the portion of a company name. So, for instance, if I type in MI, and then I'm going to hit wildcard FT, and then it's automatically going to add a wildcard to the end of whatever you type in. Now I hit return, a pop-up message will appear indicating, in this case, Microsoft, and if I agree that that's what I was looking for, I say yes, and I'll go ahead and put the Microsoft ticker for you in E2. Now if I typed in something incorrect in E1, I can quickly come over here and clear what's in cell E1 by just clicking G1. When using the Manage drop-down list, as you enter in tickers, they're automatically added to the drop-down list for future reference. The most recent entered ticker in E2 appears at the top of the list. So if I come here and now select Walmart from the drop-down and then go check the drop-down again, I will see Walmart's now at the top of the list. If I select Microsoft, now when I select the drop-down list again, Microsoft is the top with Walmart, IBM, so from most recent to least recent. Once the maximum of 10 items in the drop-down list is reached, the item selected the longest ago is truncated from the end of the list when a new item is added. If you don't want the ticker added to the Manage drop-down list, enter the ticker in cell E2 when the Topical or Candidates drop-down list is selected. A ticker entered in E2 are not added to those lists. Once a valid ticker has been entered into cell E2, the valuation is automatically calculated and shown here in cell O2. In cell O3 is an expected investor return, which is based on the current price shown in cell D2. And that current price can be updated along with a new valuation by just clicking cell F2. That results in the ticker being re-entered in cell E2, and therefore a new valuation, a new price, and new investor return calculated. After a valid ticker has been entered, expected the user would at minimum enter values cells that are shown in darker gray. It's suggested you watch the user's guide video around the 42-minute mark to determine defensible values. So far in this video we've been talking about using the Manage drop-down list or keeping track of stocks that you have valued, but the stocks are identified by you. This way of using the spreadsheet is called Freestyling to assist with the discovery of worthwhile investments. Other drop-down menus are provided and they can be selected by going out to the Manage tab. Here in cell K1 you can select Candidates, Topical, or Portfolio as opposed to the default, which is Manage. Now every time the spreadsheet is reopened, the drop-down list being used will default back to Manage. Now instead of going out to the Manage worksheet and selecting alternate drop-downs, you can quickly select them over here by just clicking on B2, and a visual clue as to which drop-down is currently active is shown here in B2. C means the Candidates drop-down, T is Topical, P is Portfolio, and then back to the Manage. Let's go through these different drop-down lists individually. Start off with the Topical list, and that's taken here from the Topical worksheet. And this worksheet is populated by Polaris and it's updated periodically. So often when you get a new version of the spreadsheet, this could likely have more or different tickers on it, but these are just companies of interest. Next, going to discuss the candidates drop-down. And the candidates drop-down is taken from the candidates worksheet. In the candidates worksheet, the tickers that appear in the drop-down come from a query that's selected up here in A1. And the queries reside here in the queries worksheet. And what you do over here in the candidates is you select one of the queries, and then if you want to modify it here, and then hit return. If you need a quick refresher on the select statement, it suggests you take this link to go watch a video. And over here on the queries, if you want to add more queries or modify the queries that are there, you can take this link here and it'll give you a detailed description of the different field names that are used in the various queries. Using the candidates and topical drop-down is referred to as discovery method of using the spreadsheet. The remaining drop-down list is the portfolio drop-down list, and it's used to track stocks. So the drop-down lists are used for three purposes: freestyling, discovering, and now tracking. Tickers can be grouped into up to 10 different portfolios controlled by entries in the manage worksheet, starting in column Q through Z. So, for instance, if I wanted to have a portfolio here, my first one in column Q, and then in O2, I would indicate out of those different columns which one is currently active. For instance, if I had a second one that had like IBM and let's say AT&T in it, then I could switch over to that portfolio by selecting R. So let's go back to the valuation, and I've got the portfolio selected, but when I select drop down, I'm seeing IBM and the AT&T ticker. And then when I come back to the manage worksheet, by switching it to a different column, in this case Q, then I go back to valuation worksheet and I get that full portfolio. So up to 10 portfolios or groups of stocks can be entered here from Q through Z. It is suggested you describe the portfolio in a note in the first cell of the column. To quickly append the ticker shown here in cell E2 to the active portfolio, just simply click on cell C2, the one that's got the word ticker in it. So when I click on it and now go out there and look at the Manage tab, I'll see that Walmart has been added to the end of this current active portfolio. If I were to click on it yet again, it would not be appended again. A check is made for duplicates. It should be noted that this works when any drop-down list is currently being used. So if I go over here to the candidates and I select, say, CMI, and then select ticker and go look at the current active portfolio, I will see that CMI has been appended to it. Since this video was originally recorded, a pop-up message has been added when attempting to append a ticker to the end of the currently active portfolio. The pop-up states clearly what ticker is being appended to what portfolio in the manage worksheet, and in this note making it clear that if that ticker already exists in that portfolio, it won't be appended. A user can cancel by clicking no. Another addition that has been made since this video was originally recorded is if the user clicks on cell A2, the drop-down list currently being displayed here in column B2 is cleared if that drop-down list is either the managed or portfolio. Candidates and topical will not be cleared. For instance, if I switched over to the candidates drop-down and attempted to clear it, a pop-up box is displayed indicating the candidates drop-down list has not been cleared. It would remind you that only the manage or the portfolio drop-downs can be cleared. So if I try to do the same thing to topical, same message would be displayed. Now if I come over here to portfolio and I see all these items currently selected and I click cell A2, it'll ask me, am I sure? I say yes. Now if I do the drop down, there is nothing in that drop down. So the only two drop down lists you can use this quick clearing of the drop down list is if drop down list currently selected is manage or portfolio. Now another way I can clear out a drop down list like manage is to go over here to the manage worksheet and in column M just select the entire column and clear contents. And now when I go back and check the drop down, you'll see here that there is nothing in the drop down. Just in summary, the Polaris Valuation spreadsheet is typically used in one of three ways. One is with the drop down list manage selected, then we call that freestyling, where as you enter in tickers it's automatically appended to the drop down list. But another way of using the spreadsheet is to change to this candidates or topical drop down, and that allows you to do some discovery of worthwhile tickers. And then the last way to use it is for tracking by using a portfolio. And then that way, as you're doing things in here in manage or candidates or topical, when you select C2, it's automatically added to the active portfolio. Okay, thanks for watching.